We're going to create calligraphic lettering in this lesson. Here's the plan. First, we'll highlight the two main elements, draw the drop, and apply easing to it. That will define the revealing of the remaining letters. We'll reveal the letters next and add expressiveness to them. Then we'll draw the drop that will reveal the letters O, G, and O. In adjusting the timing and the speed, we'll be guided by the revealing of the letters L and T. We'll reveal the letters and add expressiveness to them. Then we'll similarly reveal the letters Y, P, and E. Then we'll create soda bubbles using the Particular plugin. And finally, we'll add stylization. Unlike in the first lesson on stroke lettering, in which we started with revealing the letters and then built the overall rhythm of the reveal, in this lesson we'll decide on the rhythm of the revealing beforehand. We'll highlight the two capital letters and link their revealing with a drop. This drop will define the manner and rhythm of how the remaining letters are revealed. Let's move on to After Effects. We'll begin this lesson in an already prepared project. Let's turn off all of the letters except for L and T. We will create the revealing drop using the 3D Stroke plugin we've already covered. Create a new layer by pressing Ctrl Y. Turn it off, and draw the path the drop will be following. I've drawn the mask in such a way that it goes along the contours of the letters, because in our case, the drop will also be the main element of revealing the letters. I've tilted the mask so that it matches the slant of the letters. Now let's turn on the layer and apply 3D Stroke to it. Animate the End parameter. Create keyframes on the frames in which the speed slows down. These will be the peak points of the movement. When the object goes up, it slows down, and when it goes down, it gains speed. Let's adjust the easing. And here's the concept. The speed decreases in the keyframes. We've got this graph. Let's next copy the keyframes of the End parameter and paste them to the Start parameter. Let's offset them by a couple of frames. Let's increase the Thickness parameter, so that the stroke matches the contour of the letters. Enable Taper. Wonderful. The drop is too large in the beginning and at the end. Let's animate the thickness parameter. The drop is ready. Let's now adjust it in such a way that it reveals the letter L. We need to subdivide the letter first. As you can see, the layer with the letter L is under the layer with the letter G in the layer hierarchy, and the tail of the letter L lies separately on top. And this creates the effect as if the L's tail goes through the letter G. We'll reveal the L's tail separately. Let's remove the L's tail. Turn off the remaining letter layers for now. As you can see, the letter L has been created using merge path, which means in this case it won't be convenient to duplicate and split the path. So we'll subdivide the letter L, using masks instead. Select the pen tool and draw the mask that will isolate the upper part of the letter. There we are. Let's duplicate the layer. Press M on your keyboard and tick inverted. As you can see, the mask has been inverted, leaving visible the lower part of the letter. But there's a small issue, as you can see, where the mask intersects with the letter. To get rid of that, change the blend mode to Alpha Add. This way, we've subdivided the letter into 3 individual parts and prepared the letter L for revealing. We'll reveal all of the letters using the stroke effect because stroke cap doesn't matter in our case, as the letter's edge will hide the 3D stroke. Select the pen tool and draw the mask approximately along the letter's contour. Apply the stroke effect to it. Select Mask 2 in the Path drop-down menu. Select Reveal Original Image in the Paint Style drop-down menu. Increase Paintbrush. Set spacing down to 0 and set brush hardness up to 100. We will animate the end parameter. The task is simple. Adjust the animation of revealing to suit the animation of the drop. Feel free to create keyframes. And you don't have to apply easing. The main rule here is that the stroke's edge must be hidden behind the drop. This is the result I've achieved. Let's do the same for the remaining layers. Let's draw the mask along the contour. Copy the stroke from the previous layer and paste it into the new one. Ensure that the stroke doesn't reveal anything extra. To fix that, simply adjust a point in the path. Alright, let's now adjust the revealing. Let's reveal the L's tail. If the revealing animation isn't there, check if the right mask is selected in the path menu. As you can see, the edge here hasn't been revealed. Let's increase the brush size. This way we've revealed the letter L. Now it's time to add expressiveness to the letter. Let's apply the CC Bendit effect to the top of the letter and adjust it. Let's animate the bend parameter and add bounce. As you can see, the drop is no longer matching the letter. Don't worry. I'll show you later how to solve this problem. We need to animate the entire letter first. Let's now copy the bend effect of the upper part of the letter and paste it to the layer with the tail. Let's parent the tail and the upper part of the letter to the lower layer and animate its scale from 100 up to 120. I set scale to 120% because I've scaled up the letters in the first place. So it is the original scale value in our animation. Let's copy the easing and the expression in bend and paste them to the scale parameter. Let's adjust the keyframes. This is the animation we've got. But there's a problem. The mask doesn't match the path of the drop. To solve it, let's animate the mask. Find mask path, keyframe it. Adjust the path. Move a few frames to the right and adjust the mask. As you can see, the animation doesn't catch up. Untick Use All Paths and select our mask in the Path drop-down menu. It works perfectly. Let's carry on with animating the mask. We're done with animating the letter L. The remaining letters will be animated similarly. That is, we'll subdivide the letter, reveal it, then add expressiveness to it, and finally animate the drops mask. Let's get down to the letter T. Let's subdivide the letter T into 4 parts. I mean the tail of the lower part to which we'll apply the CC Bendit effect, then its leg, the T's upper part to which we'll apply the CC Bendit effect, and the T's upper part. Duplicate the lower part and delete the points, keeping only the tail. In the other layer, we'll keep the other part of the letter. We'll do the same thing with the other part. This way we've subdivided the letter T into 4 parts. Let's reveal it. I won't be commenting the animation process as it is similar to the previous one. Let's add expressiveness to the letter T. Let's copy the CC Bendit effect in the L's tail and paste it to the T's tail. Adjust the start and end points. Change the values. Let's do the same thing with the upper tail. Let's then add bouncing to the entire letter T. To do that, let's parent the layers. Move the anchor point to the base of the letter. Animate the letter's scale and rotation parameters. Apply the elastic expression. Adjust the easing. Offset them together to achieve the jelly effect. Let's animate the upper part of the letter. Adjust the anchor point and animate the rotation parameter. Apply the elastic expression. This way we've added expressiveness. Let's animate the drops mask. We're done with the animation of the L and T bundle. Let's get down to animating OGO. Let's turn on the letters O, G, and O. We have to once more create the drop that will reveal these three letters. Let's duplicate the existing layer with 3D stroke. Delete keyframes in the parameters. And delete the mask. Let's draw a new one. Keyframe the upper points. Adjust this speed graph and this timing. Let's now copy the keyframes in the end parameter and paste them into start. Let's subdivide the letter O into two parts. Draw a mask and set the blend mode to none, and paste the previously animated stroke. Animate the revealing. Turn on the arc at the point when the drop completely overlaps it. Carry on with revealing the remaining letters. If you notice that the animation starts at the wrong place, you can quickly adjust it. Select the point in which you want the writing to start. Right-click and click Set First Vertex. Now the writing will start here. Let's fix the drop. Animate the thickness parameter. Let's add expressiveness to the letters. Animate scale from 100 up to 120, and apply the elastic expression. Let's use create nulls from paths to parent one part of the arc to the letter O, and the other one to the letter G. Press the point follow nulls button. As you can see, the nulls have been created in the wrong places. Let's fix this. Copy the O's path. Create a new shape layer. Add the path modifier and paste the copied path into the new path. Drag the path into the right place. Be careful not to drag position, and drag specifically path. Press Ctrl T, and holding down Shift, drag it by the edge, repeating the position of the connecting element. Let's now use point follow null for the new shape layer. As you can see, everything works correctly. Let's press Ctrl Shift Y and scale the nulls down. Parent the nulls to the O and G. Copy the O's scale animation and paste it into the letter G's ring. Let's apply the CC Bendit effect to the letter G. Let's add expressiveness to the letter O. Animate the drops mask. And this is the result we've got. Let's fix the bugs. I've drawn a black layer in a few frames here, so that it hides this corner here. We've then similarly animated the 3 remaining letters. It's time to add details now. To do that, we're going to use the Red Giant Particular plugin. You can download the trial version from the official website. This plugin is applied in creating letterings. In our case, we're going to create soda bubbles that go up from the revealing drops. Create a new layer. Apply the particular effect. Create a map for particular. Let's duplicate and pre-compose the layers with a 3D stroke applied to them. Let's now choose the particular emitter, which is layer in our case. Select our map under the Layer Emitter tab. The program pops up an error message that our map must be converted into a 3D layer and provides instructions for fixing that. Let's follow the instructions. Select None. Convert the map composition into a 3D layer. Then select our map once more. As you can see, a light source has been created, which means that everything worked out. But we hardly have any particles now. Let's increase particle/sec. We have particles now. Now we have to create the upward motion. To do that, find the Physics tab and the Gravity parameter. Set it to -1500. I'll also increase air resistance to 12. This way we've achieved the upwards motion, but it doesn't look like bubbles yet. They're moving more randomly and are constantly swirling in. Let's increase the spin amplitude and spin frequency parameters so that the particles would swirl in. Much better now, but they're still too slow. To speed up the animation, I've set physics time factor to 2. The particle's dynamics is already more like bubbles now. Go to Particle tab and decrease life down to 1 second. And set life random to 80. As you can see, the bubbles are now disappearing earlier and at various times. They're not synchronized anymore. Let's now set size random to 100. And make them a bit smaller. The particles are disappearing too sharply now. Let's draw a curve representing the size over lifetime and smooth it. As you can see, the bubbles are disappearing gradually now. It looks great. We've then sped them up slightly by increasing velocity up to 200 and velocity random to 100%. I've noticed a problem. The bubbles are of different transparency, which doesn't work for me in this case. I want them to be of the same transparency. Why is that? If we go to the particular map composition and zoom in on 3D stroke, we see that the tips are transparent. To get rid of that, let's create an adjustment layer. Apply Simple Choker effect to it. And set the Choke Matte parameter to 1. Let's also apply the Levels effect and stretch out the alpha channel. As you can see, the edges aren't smooth anymore, but also the 3D stroke tips aren't transparent now. All the particles are of uniform transparency now, and it looks good. This is what the final animation of our lettering looks like. We've applied the posterized time effect at 18 frames per second, added a slight contour displacement, and placed an animated texture on top of that. Good luck with the homework assignment.